We also want to know, like, what's on your mind? Like, what are the things that are keeping you up at night? What are the questions you have? Because when we address a topic, we don't come at it like the expert queens. Like, we do our research. We definitely fact check stuff, but we really just try to kind of round up what's out there and maybe bring a guest in, but really making a meaningful response to that topic.
I love it when I go on Apple Podcasts and I see our 5-star reviews to hear what people say. That they resonate with us. They love our banter. They love that we're not a professional, polished expert.
Sorry.
No, that's what makes us endearing, is that we sometimes don't know what the we're talking about. Yes. But we will tell you we don't know what we're talking about.
We don't pretend.
And we will figure it out with you and for you. I love reading the comments or the reviews that we get. And what'll happen for me is my clients will text me about certain episodes. It just gives me such a boost when people reach out to us and let us know that our episodes are impacting them. Welcome to Drinks with the Girls. Conversations for women over 40 around connection, change, and the power of female friendship. Living well with stories to tell. I'm Karen, and this is Lisa.
We are moms and solopreneurs stepping into our own, diving into real conversations about things that matter to women in midlife.
We're here to spill the tea on everything that affects women in their 40s and beyond. Topics like loss and grief, changing relationships, launching kids, menopause, and reinventing ourselves in midlife. We are here to tackle it all.
Connect with us through a blend of our lived experiences, our friendship, the memory of our moms, plus a collection of real stories, honest conversations, and engaging interviews that will make women over 40 feel seen and remind them that they're not alone on this journey called life. Let's go.
Welcome back to another episode of Drinks with the Girls. Today we are celebrating 2 years. That's our 2-year anniversary.
It's crazy.
It's pretty wild. We've had 2 years of amazing conversations, lots of laughs, some tears, unexpected lessons, fantastic guests, and honestly, one hell of a journey. So whether you've been here since the beginning or you found us last week, we are so glad you're here. So you know the drill. We're going to let you know what we're drinking today. And I am drinking just iced tea. Look at it. I'm so good. I got it right in the right spot. Lisa always has to tell me, scoot it over to the left or the right.
That cracks me up because it's like that they have to label it, right? Like, so just in case you wanted to sneak that vodka into your meeting, nope, this is just iced tea.
It's just iced tea, right? And it has mint and it says just sweet enough because I'm like, no, I don't want anything in it. I just want unsweetened. So it even says its sweetness is not but it's also not too. And there's no caffeine. There's no caffeine, so at night you can dream, which we menopause girlies love.
Oh, yes, we do.
And so I mean, I think I give it like a 7.
Nice.
What are you drinking, babe?
I'm drinking my cocktail, a Barrios Arbonne Shizzle. It's got an energy fizz, it's got collagen, it's got probiotics, and then a new thing that's called, okay, my husband always teases me because sometimes he'll always he's so good. He keeps me hydrated, so he'll fill it up for me. So you guys have probably heard of NAD, NAD+. It's this new thing that helps cells regenerate and, fountain of youth, blah, blah, blah. But I'll always say, and put some NAD in it. And he's like, you cannot call it that anymore. Because every time you say that, I think of my nads or gonad. I'm like, well, of course, you're a guy. He's like, please, can we come up with another name for it? So
I have no idea what NAD. I've never even heard of NAD. So.
Yeah, it's this new cellular renewal thing, good for skin. So I'm like, throw some of that shit in there, like anything you want. So it's all in the fancy concoction, but it's in my favorite water bottle with Wonder Woman riding the unicorn and my manatee on the back. So,
and can we just say your idea of cocktail and my idea of cocktail are not the same?
Well, cocktail meaning
I know what you mean.
Mixed together.
I know what you mean. Just we are not the same. Anywho, who's ready for a walk down memory lane?
Oh, here we go.
And, we've talked about this before. We talked about it on our first year anniversary. We talk about, what's the other one we just did? How many? We hit a
100
certain amount of episodes.
episodes.
100 episodes, right. So you've heard different iterations of this. I think this one's going to be, it's going to be deeper. It's going to be bigger and better. And we have some fun things to tell you.
Yes, we do.
So I want to know, Lisa, what were you, when we first started out this journey, what were you most nervous about?
Are we talking about like at the beginning of time, or are we talking about like at the beginning of this second year? I need context.
The beginning of the podcast.
Okay.
Drinks with the Girls 1.0.
I wasn't worried because I didn't care enough to be worried, but I was like, what if people actually listen to us? I was like, yeah, I was like, oh wow, like this is people out there, right? And so of course, because Karen and I are type A, we tried to micromanage the shit out of it so that wouldn't happen. And we learned the lesson when we just threw out the script and was like, go for it, right? And so I think that it was definitely a lesson in letting go for me and just trusting the process. What about you, love?
Exactly the opposite. I was afraid no one was going to listen.
Oh.
But I mean, not in like oh my God, we need to be famous. We need all these people, Joe Rogan, call her daddy status. It wasn't that. It was like, what if the conversations that you and I want to have don't resonate with women? What if women don't want to talk about menopause and divorce and going gray and,
I never thought that was going to be an issue. I never thought that was the problem. It was just like finding our peeps that I was a little worried about.
Yeah. I mean, come to find out they do want to talk about it. So we're good.
Okay.
Let me take that one step deeper because it's just popped in my head. I think it was because, and this is my own imposter syndrome coming out, but because you and I are just women. We're not like an expert. We're not like Mel Robbins or Mary Clay Haver or, somebody who has like all this cred.
Amy Poehler.
Right. And so I think that was it. It's like, not that women aren't going to want to have the conversations, but are they going to want to hear the conversations from just two people that are people that could be in their friend circle?
That makes sense. I like that.
Yeah. Come to find out they want it.
God forbid. Okay. So what was your favorite episode that we did this year?
Oh, this is always tough.
Don't steal mine because I have an idea.
Oh gosh. That's so tough. I love all of our ones that we do with guests. Yeah. I love those.
Okay. Do you want me to vamp for time and tell you mine?
Yeah, you go first.
Okay. So there was a bunch I really loved, but I think in terms of one that just surprised me with how super cool it turned out and what we talked about was the Living Abroad Part 2 episode. That was the coolest freaking conversation. And the fact that we really, we were thinking it was going to be like Rick Steves' pack your suitcase kind of a thing, right? Oh, they're going to talk about we've talked about this before, all the specifics, but the fact that it really dove into this, I'm not even going to say rabbit hole because I think it's something that everybody's struggling with, but piece on identity and questioning that I thought was so freaking powerful, because what that said to me is it doesn't matter who you are, where you live, what your background is, like none of that matters. Everybody is struggling with these big topics. And I thought that was really, really cool that just bubbled up naturally out of that episode. So that's one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah. That's one of the fun things about this podcast is like we talk about this all the time. Like we never really know where the conversation's going to go. We go right rudder a lot, and it's so cool when that happens, especially when it's as powerful as that. So, okay, I'm refreshing my memory of the ones we've done this year. I loved doing No Expiration Date, what the Winter Olympics taught us. That was really fun to do, and it made it really more fun that people liked it.
They really did.
Like we had really good stats on that one. The other two that I like, I don't know that I liked doing them per se, but it was the Taylor Swift one.
Yep.
On the patriarchy. And the other one was how women are surviving America right now. It was because those were a little out of our comfort zone to do. We're like, is this or should we talk about this?
Yep.
It's not our usual fun and ha ha
Yep.
ha, you know. I think those were really important ones to do. They were both on our heart. We just did them. We went
Yep.
for it. And, you know, people responded to those too. So that was cool.
The other one I love was what the episode we did with my friend Brie Martin. Same kind of thing. We were just like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah. And, you know, I love her to death and know her really well. So I knew that she was going to be a great person for us to talk to. And I think it was such an important conversation to have, that to continually have. And I was pretty proud that we pushed ourselves out of our comfort zone to do that, because we knew it was an important topic. And that's just one thing in general I'm proud of us about. Like, sometimes when we look at topics, one of us is like, yes, let's do this. And the other one is like, oh, I don't know. And it's not even like an interest thing. The other one is just like, oh, I don't know, man. And so typically when that happens, the one that's for is like, come on, don't be a wuss. Like, let's do it. It's like, okay, all right. And we push ourselves. And I'm always glad when we do, because it's always a good episode.
Yeah. And I think it's good to talk about the things that, you know, we don't normally talk about. Like, that's what we do on this podcast. We talk about the things.
The things.
So I'm pretty sure I know what you're going to say on this one. But which guest surprised you the most this year?
Well, this is a recent one. And so I feel like I'm kind of cheating when I say this. But if you all haven't watched the YouTube of the episode where we interviewed Patricia Drain, you need to go and do that, because she's incredible, as you can tell from the episode. And the part where she told us about her age, like, if you ever want to see Karen and I unguarded and like surprised, shocked face, that was it, man. She's incredible, but never in a million years did I think she was going to drop that number. And it was so inspiring. It was so inspiring. What about you?
Are we going to tell our listeners, or are we going to just leave them hanging and let them go listen to the episode?
If you haven't listened, and frankly, why haven't you? She's 81, y'all. 80 freaking 1.
We had no idea.
I don't want to freaking hear it. All of us that are like, oh, I'm too old for this, and I'm too old for these dreams, and I should just shut the fuck up right now.
No joke. Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah. I mean, if the question is which guest surprised you the most, it would definitely be that, surprised. But I love having, and we had her on this year? I'm pretty sure we have Lisa Potter. She does our cooking episodes.
Yes, we're going to do another one.
I love having her on because she's so fun and just herself, and she always has a cocktail, which I love. And yeah, I always love it when she's on.
And I had dinner with her recently, because we don't work together anymore. Like, we work for the same company, but we don't work in close kind of on projects together, and it bums me out. We were trying to figure out what episode would be good for her to do, because she's done some great ones, like, you know, thematically. And then she's like, freezer meals. I'm like, yes. So we're going to do that soon. And here's the other thing. I told her she has to get a headset, because she has the coolest kitchen. So the YouTube feed is going to be of her in her kitchen talking while she's doing this. I was like, oh, this is going to be super cool. So that's on the docket. We just got to fit her in, because y'all, we are booked. It's bananas. We get these publicists that call us and we're like, maybe 6 months from now. And we're not like joking. It's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome and surprising and amazing. But it is hard to tell these guests that we really want to have on, like Marie Cruz, who was just on. Like she was slated for way later in the year, and we happened to have an opening, and I'm like, we need to get her on.
Yeah.
And it worked out. But yeah, we're looking into 2027 now, which is crazy.
Easily. That's probably one thing that surprised me a lot, is when we started getting guests, just the quality of the people that were pitching us was amazing. And the fact that there's no fluff. Like, we've told you before, we don't have people on if they aren't going to have something important to say to you guys. We don't need to, frankly. And so the fact that it's just quality after quality guests that are coming on is super exciting to me.
And I've gotten so much better at turning people away, because, you know, the people pleaser in me, because I'm the one that sends the emails with the guests and the publicist, and I'm like, oh, nope. Okay, nope, you're really not a fit for our program. And now I'm so great. I'm like, with the machete, just chopping things left and right. Nope, you're out. Nope, we don't want you. Nope,
And
you're not a fit. Nope.
it's so funny because we don't even have to talk to each other. Like, you just know. And so it's not like we're like, oh, well, maybe we should, or maybe. No, we're both like on it.
And especially with Drinks with the Girls 2.0, like
the
guests are, they're even going to get more curated and more focused in on stacked. That's right. So what has this podcast meant for you, Lisa? What impact has Drinks with the Girls had on you?
I think, gosh, I don't even know where to start. I mean, it's definitely challenged me and pushed me in a lot of ways. I feel like I am giving back in a lot of ways, which is really fulfilling to me. And to be completely honest, it's given me some ideas in terms of what my third, fourth, fifth act, I've lost track, is going to be from here on out in terms of, how I make my living and support my family and do all that. Like, that was never on the table before. And now that it is, it's so exciting to me. And I think about all the women that we can help and the different kinds of things that we can do. I think that's the biggest thing. How about you?
So before we hit record, Lisa and I were just talking a little bit, and I just said, I am just so proud of us. Like, I looked back at the very, the beginnings, year one, and like where we started. And even those episodes, I mean, there was a couple little, funny ones, but we were putting out episodes that were very meaningful and impactful. And if you think about it, like I was looking at the HRT episode, the menopause and Ayurveda, going gray, fitness on your terms. Like even a year ago, you weren't hearing as much about all those things as you are now.
Absolutely.
So we were talking about them at a time when, they were starting to be out there, but we were really, I feel like not with that we were on the forefront, but we were right there, bringing these conversations to just regular women like us. And so I just gave myself goosebumps. Woo.
I did too. That's cool.
I'm really proud of us and where we are at this point, and that it's just going to get better.
My name is Karen Shatafian, and I am a shameless coffee addict and empowerment coach for women, and my love language is authenticity. My mission is helping women unapologetically design a life they're in love with. Because what the hell are we waiting for? My website, KarenShatafian.com, has all my coaching packages and free offers, like my Midlife Reclamation Guide. In it, you'll find tools to help you decide how to create the most inspired and empowered version of yourself and your life. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram talking about ways women can show up for themselves after decades of showing up for everyone else. Join me as we throw off the shackles and live our best freaking lives. See the show notes for all the details. Cheers.
That's one of the reasons we always harp on, you guys, episodes, ideas, because not because we're like lazy and we're like, oh, we don't know what to talk about. I mean, sometimes we struggle with that, but we also want to know like what's on your mind. Like, what are the things that are keeping you up at night? What are the questions you have? Because when we address a topic, we don't come at it like the expert queens. Like, we do our research, we definitely fact check stuff, but we really just try to kind of round up what's out there and maybe bring a guest in, but really making a meaningful response to that topic, I guess would be the best way to say it.
Yeah, for sure. So I love going into Apple Podcasts because that's where I listen to my own, to other podcasts. So I don't really go on Spotify and I don't really go into Podbean much. But I love it when I go on Apple Podcasts and I see our 5-star reviews. And I see our numbers, we get a few more, which has been nice. But to hear what people say, that they resonate with us, they love our banter, they love that we're not a professional, polished expert.
Sorry.
No, that's what makes us endearing, is that we sometimes don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Yes.
But we will tell you we don't know what we're talking about.
We don't pretend.
And we will figure it out with you and for you. So I love definitely reading the comments or the reviews that we get. And what'll happen for me is mostly in my text messages, because my clients have access to me via text. And my clients and my past clients will text me about certain episodes. Like one of my clients, she just thought it was hysterical when we had Dinah Vink on.
Parasites!
And we were talking about the parasites, and I was a little shocked about all of that. And she just, yeah, she loved that. And if, of course, there's other ones that just really resonate with them. And so, yeah, it just gives me such a boost when people reach out to us and let us know that our episodes are impacting them.
Yeah. And speaking of reviews, y'all, we need a refresh because some of those reviews are older. And of course, that's one thing that helps podcasts rank. So we would love it if you could give us an honest review, right? If it's, we hope it's 5 stars, but it's not. That's okay too. And screenshot it and send it to us. One of the things that we're cooking up is some merch. And we've batted around a couple ideas about like, hey, if people send us a screenshot of a 5-star review, like we'll give away some merch, which is something that we're working on right now. We want to do like an adult sippy cup and maybe like a t-shirt or a hoodie or something like that. So we're working on that. If any of you all have connections in that industry and do that, hit us up, please, because we're trying to manage this while having more than full-time lives, and it would help if someone could reach out to us about that.
Or if you have ideas on what
please.
merch you want, like what you would, utilize or what would be fun, or if there was a statement or a sentence or a phrase or something that one of us said that you think would be great on a t-shirt, let us know that too. So what are some of our top episodes?
Okay, so some of them you're going to be surprised about and some of them you're not going to be surprised about. So it's always interesting to me when we're like, oh, this is going to resonate, and then it doesn't. Or we come up with one, we're like, oh, this would be cool to do, and it ends up just really, really, really doing well, which is cool. So I think one of them that we were like, oh, this will probably be good, but we didn't expect is our favorite binges. That did really, really well. So it was called Our Favorite Binges, Comfort Shows, Feel Good TV, and Must Read Books. And we just basically reeled off a lot of the stuff that we either love or loved or are listening to, reading, whatever. So we'll have to do another episode of that. And y'all, you need to send us the stuff that you like too, because we would love to talk about that on another episode.
I vividly remember we were wrapping up recording one episode and something on our list had switched and we had this opening and we're like, oh my God, what are we going to do? And I said, right. Oh, no problem. I'll just throw this together. And so, yeah, I think we should definitely do a second one where I have updated, more thoughtful responses, because those were literally just, listeners, y'all know my memory is shit. So yeah, there's so many more binges I have that I couldn't even remember at the time. So
got to keep track. We've also talked about doing a blooper episode because that. I talked about the life after the leap, the midlife women who move abroad part 2 episode. That was great and it did really well. And then the other one was unpacking trauma in midlife part 1 with Alex Casillas. We did a couple of those. We did another one with Alyssa Scarana. We had them on together. And so people seem to really respond to that. So I thought that was super cool. Okay, you want to talk about our bottom feeder episodes? Some of which really surprised me, actually.
Yeah, you listeners, you're very mysterious. It's hard to keep track of you. Yeah. And I'm kind of sad that the We Do Not Care Club is not in the top 3 anymore.
It's up there. No, it's up there for sure. I think it's like top 5. That one did really, really well. I just grabbed like 3 of them that did really well, but that's up there for sure. Yeah, that's either number 4 or number 5 for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So our bottom episodes, confidence, hormones, and identity, the midlife shift explained. And I get it why it's on the bottom. People are looking at that like, I don't want to listen to that. I don't want to listen to that.
I thought it was a good episode. I thought it,
yeah,
but I can understand. I do the same thing, right? When I'm queuing my podcast titles up to listen, it's like, and death. Or why you don't have enough money saved and your life will be shit. So. Yeah,
exactly. Okay, so I was surprised about our book review, the 20th anniversary of Eat, Pray, Love by Elizabeth Gilbert. I was very surprised that didn't do so well.
Yeah, I thought that would be our people. But I don't know, maybe it's just because everybody's heard of that book. So they were just like, yeah, I know it, read it, got the t-shirt. Yeah. Oh.
And honestly, our lives are so busy. Like literally every second is full of stuff. And so even good stuff, but it's like, yeah, when you're taking an hour to listen to a podcast, you definitely, you want it to be something that's resonating for you in the moment. So
Totally.
I get it. Okay, I was so sad about this one because I freaking love this idea, this concept. In fact, they were just in San Diego again Friday,
wow.
and my goal is to get there soon. But it's the Reclaiming Who You Are in Midlife on the dance floor, the Early Birds Club. And listeners, if you like to dance, can you please just check out Early Birds Club?
Just do it.
It's only women. It's from 6 to 10 p.m. It's 80s, 90s, and 2000s music. And it's like, did I say it's only women? So it's like there's you don't have to show up
no
any
boys
kind of
allowed.
way. You just show up and have a good time. So anyway, I was bummed that was one of our bottom episodes because I want people to know about that.
And I got to get kind of real here, and I didn't put this in there, and I probably should have. I will say that one of a couple of our least listened to episodes surrounded the business that I do on the side, which is to help coach parents with kids that have unique needs. And at first I was super bummed, but after thinking a lot about it, I've realized kind of that it may not be the same audience. Like y'all on this podcast may not be the same women that I'm serving with my membership. And I it's taken me a while to kind of wrap my head around it, but I think at the end of the day, I'm okay with it. Like I'm a complicated person with different sides to my personality. And the fact that the people that would benefit from my membership aren't necessarily the people that listen to this podcast. I think some of them do, but a great majority of them don't. It doesn't say I'm a bad person. It's just not people's jam. So I've thought a lot about that and kind of what I want to do with that business and what that looks like. And so it is what it is.
I love that you said that and you brought that up because I know, you and I have talked about that before, and I know it's, obviously it's Lisa and I both have businesses and we want to help people. That's the purpose of both of our businesses. Yep. If anybody has their own business or has to use some sort of either social media or, podcasting or even your email list, whatever, you're constantly putting your stuff out there to people. And especially on social media, it's everybody goes for the likes and the hearts and the comments and the this and the that. And so you have to be so resilient doing what Lisa and I do. Like you have to be willing to look at something that gets zero engagement, zero people saying, yay, good job, and still feel okay about yourself and still keep moving forward and not say, I'm going to burn it all down.
Yep.
So props to you, my friend, because I know, it's not easy. And maybe our listeners are older. Yeah, maybe their kids are past because this is your zone of genius. You have so much knowledge and so much hands-on experience with this. You would be an incredible resource for any parent who has a kid with special needs. So,
well, you're very kind to say that. And I've talked to a coach I'm working with about a few things, and we've tweaked some things about it. And as much as this being an entrepreneur is not for the faint of heart, and you have to constantly analyze and dissect yourself, and you got to get comfortable with that, it really does teach you to just double down and figure out, okay, who are my people? And once you know who they are, like, what do they want? What do they need? Right? I mean, we do that all the time with this podcast. And I think that's to kind of bring it back to where we were. We really exist for you guys, and we want to make sure we're bringing you what you want to hear. And the only way we can do that is either you reach out to us, you leave us a review, you ping us, whatever, and we look at our statistics and see what they say. And so that's, but I should mention, speaking of statistics, it is crazy, y'all. We're in over 80 countries right now. And shout out to male dictators, because apparently there's a need for midlife women to hear us in countries that are run by male dictators.
So what has podcasting taught you about midlife women?
I think that, when we recorded our outro and we talk about, that we're here so midlife women cannot feel so alone. I mean, we believe that that was an intention, but what's been so moving and special to me is the community that's been created. And I often think about it when I'm frustrated, right? Just like feeling really alone and like, oh God, nobody's going through this. And I feel like this has helped me feel like I'm not so alone for sure. And the response that we get, I think, tells us that you guys feel the same way. And so I take special pride in shining a light on midlife women because we've talked about this, right? I mean, talk about the demographic that gets the most shit. Like, people don't think we matter. And guess what? And we've talked about this. We do. We have the buying power. Midlife women are having a massive renaissance. So yeah, I think that piece is been what I've learned and what it's taught me. What about you?
I think similar, like, at this point in our lives, I think people just expect us to wait for somebody to need a meal cooked or, a sweater knit or something. And
or crocheted.
Yes, or
no
crocheted.
pointy needles.
Right. And so I just think people definitely underestimate us, and it's not their fault because society tells them as we get older, we become irrelevant, but that's so not true. Like what you said, it's like, we are so relevant. And I love that's one of the things that is becoming more commonplace, is to see more women our age represented. And also the other piece too is, it seems like people feel like women get less courageous as we get older. And I think there are definitely things that we are afraid of, speaking for myself. Like, I was definitely afraid of people judging me. I was definitely afraid of being the villain in somebody's story, people not understanding me. I was afraid of people disappointing me. So I think those are the things that women are afraid of. But once they can come out from under that, they're not afraid of shit. Like, they are so courageous and they're ready to make a pivot. They're ready to start a new business at 65. They're ready to be like Patricia Noel Drain at 81, just still freaking killing it. And so, yeah, I just think that it's taught me that just society definitely underestimates midlife women. And we are here to say, oh, fuck no.
Hey there, I'm Lisa Corachella McDowell, your midlife Pacific Northwest princess, here to guide you in the art of next leveling your life. I'm passionate about women's health and wellness in midlife, especially for moms parenting kids with unique needs like I do. I truly believe we can learn, grow, advocate, and care for the planet while taking care of ourselves and our families. And I'd love to help you do the same. And I'm beyond excited to tell you about my membership for maxed out mamas just like me, the Empowered Parent Collective. It's a space for parents to confidently advocate for their kids, build inclusive communities, educate themselves, and find balance and support along the way. To find out more about the Empowered Parent Collective, my classes, wellness offerings, parenting tips, advocacy resources, and exclusive Drinks with the Girls goodies, head to nextlevellifewithlisa.com. Let's survive and thrive in the messy middle together.
So I have a cool story to tell you, and I saved this because it was so cool. So Karen just talked about Patricia Dane, like, being a fan at 81. Like, she was totally fangirling over us in that episode. And we were just like, what? We are not worthy, So my daughter, at one point, I do this podcast on Mondays, and she would just very loudly protest, oh, you're doing that stupid podcast again. And I'm like, what is your deal? What, well, it's just silly or whatever. I don't know, just whatever teenage drama she could throw at me. So she came home a few months ago and she goes, Mom, I've decided I misjudged your podcast. And I'm thinking, this should be interesting. Like, I was like, well, what do you mean? Like, yes, you have. And what do you mean? She goes, I have a friend at school who came up to me. It was like, your mom does the coolest podcast. I'm like, of course. And so now she's cool. And this friend of hers wanted to write new theme music for us. Which I thought was freaking awesome.
So cute.
I know. So apparently we are popular from ages 15 to 81, which was really cool. But in all seriousness, here's the thing. I think that says something about midlife women and our relevance. We have this whole thing about we're only relevant to each other and we have to fight, like we said, to be relevant to society. And here are these two examples of people that are straight up out of our audience demo, by far, by a lot, who love the podcast. So maybe we all need to kind of get our heads out of our asses and talk about just how cool midlife women really are. Like, you know, I got my daughter some street cred in high school. I was like, damn, right?
That's pretty powerful right there. If you can do that,
Just saying.
that's pretty powerful.
Like, y'all have a teenager? Because let me tell you, like,
oh, I would not want to go back there.
the struggle is real. But yeah, I thought that was super cool.
That is super cool. And also, it's like we never know who, first of all, who's listening. And second of all, what is going to resonate with people. And so I guess that's why Lisa and I just keep doing what we're doing when we're not getting a plethora of listener recommendations for episodes. We just kind of go for it, and we're just like, well, what would we want to hear? What would we want to listen to?
Yep.
So yeah, I think I love that. That's such a cool story. You know, the other thing too that this has taught me about midlife women is we always figure it the fuck out.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's like,
yep,
we always do. And for me personally, it's like, it's not after a lot of overthinking, making myself crazy, trying to tell myself, you know, you can't do it, blah, blah, blah. What are you doing? Remember, who are you? No. After all that BS gets laid down, it's like, yeah, we always just figure it out. And I think that's true for all midlife women.
Yeah. I think that there's too many times we've been backed into a corner. We've had no choice but to figure it out. And that muscle gets strong and you just do it, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Something else that has really impacted me as far as the podcast goes, and I only just realized this as I was, you know, scrolling back through all of our episodes, is that, you know, we've been doing this for 2 years. And in those 2 years, you and I have both changed, just like our listeners have changed, you know, and it's like, it really just highlights how we are just constantly morphing and evolving. And we're always in these different stages, you know, like I look back to the caregiving episode when my dad was alive and how difficult that stage was, caregiving, you know, the panini generation, like Lisa's friend coined it, you know, and then I look at the episode we just did on grief, because that's where I am now, you know, because he passed away and I've had other losses. And so it was just very poignant to me that we are just constantly evolving, and that Drinks with the Girls is meeting women where they are, no matter what stage they're in. You know? And the cool thing about podcasts that's not cool about like Instagram or things like that, the podcasts like live forever. Yep. And so somebody can go back and they can find something that relates to the stage that they're in. So I think, yeah, I love that about podcasting.
Absolutely. So, my friend, I want to ask you something. What do you hope that what do you hope that Drinks with the Girls becomes over the next 2 years? So it's 2 years from now. We're sitting here podcasting. What does that look like for you?
First of all, I love that thought. That's a very fun thought to be here in 2 more years. So we will be celebrating our 4-year anniversary. But for me, I just want it to become a bigger table. Yep. And I think that's why we're, you know, stepping into this new version, the 2.0 version. I think that's what it's doing. It's just pulling up more seats to the table so women can just continually see themselves in this space. I want it to continue to be a place where women feel seen, you know, where we have the hard conversations, or the conversations that, you know, are maybe a little trickier, but also a place where we can have the laughter and the tears, maybe even in the same episode.
Yep.
We just want women to feel less alone, right? Because that's always been the point. So, yeah.
I love it.
That's what what about you?
So ditto, but also more specifically, I am really looking forward to the community we have built online being vibrant and alive, but just as alive as a community that we have built in person. And that those two pieces are just kind of two halves of one thing. And I'm talking retreats, I'm talking events, I'm talking conferences, I'm talking get-togethers, whatever that looks like. I hope that in 2 years we are sitting here talking about the next Drinks with the Girls live event and the cool places that we're having them. That's my, I don't even want to call it a wish, because I just feel in my bones that it's going to happen, that's kind of the next evolution of where we're going to be.
Oh, yeah. No, it's happening. I love that. So before we go, we just want to say thank you. 2 years ago, this was just an idea, a crazy idea that Lisa had. And today it's a community, and we are so incredibly grateful to every single one of you.
But before the fun ends, we are going to have one more round, the rest of the conversation. And this is what we've been teasing y'all. So the stories, the opinions, rabbit holes. And after we stop the podcast and just keep talking, which frankly happens every week.
And we've decided to save that part for our Patreon members. So pull up a chair for the rest of the conversation, the hot takes that we'll get into once the podcast starts winding down. And you'll also have a front row seat for our Spill It segment, the rapid fire, deeper questions that we will ask all of our guests.
So if you'd like to join us, the link is in the show notes. And if not, we're just really glad you're here and supporting this community.
Now go pour yourself something tasty, call a bestie you love, and we'll see you next time on Drinks with the Girls.
Well, we've reached the part of the conversation where we probably should stop talking.
But we never do.
We really don't.
But hold up, you're probably wondering where the rest of this episode went.
I got you. This is why we have one brain. We've launched Drinks with the Girls 2.0, and it's over on Patreon. We've realized some of our best conversations happen after we've officially wrapped things up.
This is where you'll get the end of the conversation plus early access to all the episodes so you never miss Last Call.
You'll get the stories we probably shouldn't share, the things we weren't planning to say, the random rabbit holes that somehow become the best part of the conversation.
Basically all the stuff that happens when the microphones are still on, but we're no longer behaving ourselves, like that ever happens.
And best of all, you'll get in on the ground floor of the rocket ship that is Drinks with the Girls 2.0.
We've been teasing this for a while now, and it's finally here. You'll get to own your very own slice of Drinks with the Girls 2.0 and help us launch this sucker into the stratosphere.
So if you'd like to pull up a seat for one more round or join us for a coffee date, come join us on Patreon. The link is in the show notes.
We'd love to have you, and we're saving you a seat.
Wait, why are you still here? Head over to Patreon and join us now.